We have a massive Calgary Flames roster update as a major wake-up call has been issued to Flames sharpshooter Andrei Kuzmenko. After many Flames fans have been begging for some sort of move, Kuzy will serve as a healthy scratch. Will this be the wake-up call he needs, or will it spark even more trade rumors? Plus, the Calgary Flames have an extra special game tonight. So we're going to get into all of that and more in this video. But first, I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. And I got to say, thank you guys so much for the support lately. You guys have been incredible. I just sincerely appreciate each and every single one of you guys. So thank you. But let's get into how Kuzmenko is scratched. And again, I said it in the intro, but a lot of people have been waiting for some sort of move involving Kuzmenko, whether it's been a healthy scratch, I think that's what most people wanted, or even just trade him away. And I know trade, it's not the ideal moment because his value is kind of at rock bottom. He has one singular goal this year. I think a lot of the viewers of this channel would have more than that at this point of this season. So something needed to be done. But as we can see here, Andrei Kuzmenko is indeed getting healthy scratch tonight versus Columbus. He's working late after an optional morning skate. So the Flames, of course, were on the ice at the Dome this morning before tonight's game. And Kuzmenko stayed later knowing that he was probably scratched, realizing he probably has to work extra hard. And look, it's tough to see that for a guy who has so much skill, does so many right things during a game, but maybe too many wrong things during a game, which is just too bad. And, you know, he's obviously a very smiley guy, a happy guy, and this can't feel great, so, but it is probably the best thing to do. Now, Joel Hanley and Tyson Barrie will also sit out tonight, and Dan Vladar starts in net. So no Hanley, no Barrie as the defenseman, no Kuzmenko. He's the odd forward out, and it looks like Wolf won't be playing either. So there's your forward with Vladar, of course, in net. Now, Dan Vladar does get the start and goal, but what does this mean for the forwards that just came up? Walker Duehr and Jacob Pelche are in, while Kuzmenko, Barrie, and Hanley are out. That one from Derek Wills. The first one, of course, from Pat Steinberg. So very interesting to note that with Kuzmenko scratched, obviously Kirkland injured, Mantha injured, that gives opportunities for other guys. And tonight we will see Duehr and Pelche both after they were brought up yesterday, which is very interesting. Also, just as an update, I didn't know this in yesterday's video, but Adam Klapka was also sent down. So if we take a look at the forward lines tonight with all of this turnover, so the top line of Kadri, Huberdeau, and Pospisil, again, very interesting. Would love to see some of those guys get going. I know Kadri and Huberdeau were the goal scorers in the most recent game, but still, obviously not putting up the numbers that their contracts would tell you. Second line, Sharky with Bax and Coronado. Very interesting one. They've played decently together so far. The third line, Coleman, Zary, and Duehr. So Duehr gets brought up and is already on that third line, which is very interesting to note. Be very interesting to see what kind of chemistry those three can generate together. And then the fourth line, Lomberg and Rooney. I was putting them together. Romberg and Looney. I'm Looney for Rooney. And of course, Pelche being on that fourth line. Maybe a role that could suit his game these days a little bit better. And maybe both Lomberg and Rooney will be looking to dish it to Pelche a little more. So very interesting to note. I'm sure throughout the game they might change different lines, different personnel as new players are brought up, and it seems to happen anyway. So that'll be very interesting to see. But let's stick to Kuzmenko for a second here. This is actually from an article from a little while ago, but it just rings so true. And I believe it comes from the Win column. So shout out to them. So it's time for Kuzmenko to sit in the press box. In a season where accountability is important, the Flames need to realize that they need to give Kuzmenko a bigger wake-up call. Therefore, a game or two in the press box may be the final thing that gets him going. And keep in mind, this is from a couple weeks ago, and now it's finally happening. So there have been quite a few games since then that Kuzmenko still has not scored. And it's true, at least a game in the press box should be somewhat of a wake-up call. The 28-year-old forward has already seen his ice time decrease, and he's also been benched numerous times due to his poor play. Still, the message doesn't seem to be clear enough for Kuzmenko's play to drastically improve. His poor start to the season has been quite the shock, being the complete opposite of how he started his tenure in Calgary. He had 14 goals in 29 games or something when he came over last year. Absolutely incredible. He has been awful since then, pretty much since the beginning of the season, at least in a production manner. Flames fans know how Kuzmenko plays when he's on his game. When he arrived in Calgary, he scored at a 40-goal pace and was a great addition to the Flames' top six and special teams units. As for this season, Kuzmenko is still getting offensive chances, but his finishing ability has completely gone out the window. It's a concern considering that goal scoring and offense are Kuzmenko's biggest assets as a player. As we know, he's more so of quite the liability in the defensive zone. And he's been carrying the puck decently lately. I mean, every single Flame seems to give away the puck at least 5 times a game. But still, it's just not good enough. And there's too many times where you're thinking, oh my gosh, get that guy off of the ice. So there you go. Kuzmenko scratched for tonight's game, which is an extra special one. And the reason for that, of course, is because the Flames are hosting the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight. This one goes at 7 p.m. local time, 7 p.m. Mountain time. And of course, we all know why it is extra special, but it will have a major celebration for the Gaudreau brothers. Of course, Columbus and Calgary being the two teams that Johnny Hockey played for. And all the kind of rollout that we've had for this game, has been so special, has been so nice to see that the entire Gaudreau family has been invited and has come to Calgary to be in attendance for the game. And even more than that, Guy Gaudreau, obviously the father of Johnny and Matthew, he was actually on the ice again for the morning skate today after he was on the ice yesterday. And it was great to read the stories about, as soon as he got on the ice, he went to go kind of give a big hug to Dustin Wolf and say, show me your helmet. Because obviously he has the Gaudreau memorial on his back. Well, not the memorial, but you know what I mean. A little ode to him with the Skittles, the Gatorade, the pose after he's saluting the crowd after the Game 7 OT winner. And then this morning he was with Lanny McDonald and Craig Conroy for the morning skate once again, which is super cool. He just seems like a great guy. He is a hockey coach, and he said that he knows why the Flames aren't scoring kind of thing. So it's been so great to see him involved. Talking to players that Johnny was very close to. He took a couple laps of the rink, slow laps with Rasmus Andersson, which was very, very nice to see. It was so heartbreaking hearing about how those guys found out about the tragic incident, but so great that they've been involved in that. As for the memorial itself, everything has been donated. So emotional unveiling for the Gaudreau family of the first bench made by 27 sticks from the memorial dedicated to Johnny and Matthew's memory, made by a season ticket holder. The benches at Flames Community Arenas, which is so nice to see. So all the sticks that were donated and as part of that memorial have all been made into benches, which is super cool. All of the stuffed animals have been donated. The Skittles and Gatorade have all been donated as well. Pretty much everything, all of the jerseys and everything has all been donated, which is just a great move. And I know obviously that's what the Gaudreau brothers would have wanted, and the Gaudreau family are major supporters of that as well. And this was just a really nice piece from the article, actually by the Flames, by NHL.com for tonight's game. So Johnny Hockey forever. It's sure to be an emotional night. The Flames and Blue Jackets meet on Scotiabank's Saddledome ice, but no matter who does what during the 60 or more minutes of playing time, the evening is all about and for the Gaudreaus. Johnny and Matthew's family will be in attendance, and fans will have the opportunity to show their support in person following an outpouring of well wishes and tributes in the days, weeks, and now months since the brothers' untimely passing. The entire family will be on the ice beforehand for a little celebration commemorating the lives of Johnny and Matthew. Guy Gaudreau took to the ice at Flames practice Monday, using one of Johnny's old sticks to boot, a touching moment for him and for Johnny's former teammates here. And even the equipment manager who had held on to that stick and knew exactly how Johnny liked his tape job. Flames captain Michael Backlund said Monday he's pleased to see the family in town for an evening that will celebrate one of the city's all-time hockey greats. And it is true. It's going to be very emotional, and it should just be good no matter what, commemorating the lives of Johnny Hockey and his brother Matthew. So hopefully it is a fun one, and no matter what, it should be a very special night on, one of the final 120 some games in the Saddledome. So very good to see that. Looking forward to watching. Let's wrap this one up with the comment of the day, as we love to do. And this one comes from yesterday's video, and it comes from Dion. And Dion says Flames will finish 3 to 9 points out of a playoff spot again, and will get another 11 to 16th overall pick, just like we have for the last 20 years. Besides the 2 years they made it and we're out in the second round. And that's true. 2015, 2022, they obviously did make it. We're out in the second round. There were a couple years where they got knocked out in the first round, but we don't want to remember that either. But it seems like that's the course the Flames are set for right now. A lot of people still think the Flames can make the playoffs, and I sure hope they do, and a lot of people think they can still bottom out if they really go full tank mode, but it looks like they will be doomed to finish with that 11th to 16th and then have to give the pick to Montreal, so hopefully that is not the case. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe like we saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.